Hey guys, Master here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take a look at the EZA TEQ LR Goku Black and ZAMASU in the Cell Max event. Now, it's going to be interesting for them. I'm using a very similar team build to the one that I used in the initial showcase for them, mainly because, as I discussed in that video, once their guard runs out, whilst their defense can be very high, against some of these harder bosses, they're still not really a unit that you're going to want to put in slot 1. And Cell Max, obviously we've talked about this event a lot in the previous showcases and stuff. This event is somewhat of an anomaly with how difficult it is, based on, like, you know, the first two phases being super easy and then the third phase being like the hardest hitting boss in the game. You can't really put TEQ Goku Black and ZAMASU in slot 1 against Cell Max. I mean, if their start of turn defense is high enough, they probably would tank his normal attacks reasonably well. But if he supers them in slot 1, then, you know, they're just going to die. So, given that scenario, I think using a similar setup to what we used in the... let me see. Can I get... might be able to get, if I leave Rose on this rotation, I actually might be able to get the finishing blow with him, which would be very good for the later stages. But yeah, so we're going to keep the same sort of thing as I did during the initial showcase, where we have the Vegeta and Trunks team, obviously giving them a 170 lead. They don't have a 200% lead yet. And then we're going to have them in slot 2. So, I mean, the thing is, even when we get to the TEQ Cell Max, even with, like, the best rotation for them, even after, like, a double super, I'm pretty sure they still die to the TEQ Cell Max super attack. But, I mean, that's, like, what, 95% of units in the game at this point die to Cell Max's super attack. So, look at that. Perfect setup there. Get the finishing blow with STR Rose. That's going to work out very, very nicely for when we get to the final phase, because him having all that extra defense is very, very good for him. So, let's see. We got every link active except for Fear and Faith on this rotation. We have 428k defense. That's with them only getting hit twice in the first turn. So, now they're actually going to get their other 2 hits to get their full build-up on this turn, because we're going to get the... we're going to get hit by the AoE attacks, and their guard is still active, so it's actually the perfect turn for, like, getting them built up here. The Int ZAMASU might take a bit of damage, especially pre-super here. Let's see what he is looking like. Oh, 2,000. Oh, okay, well, never mind. I mean, Int Fusion ZAMASU does obviously have very good defense in general anyway. I mean, he's got decent defense at the start of the turn. But we've seen a lot of Int units that need to super to get their defense can potentially take a fair bit of damage from these AoEs. So that is pretty impressive from ZAMASU. And remember, he builds up a little bit of extra damage reduction as well. So that second hit literally did double-digit damage. And then 7.76 for TEQ Goku Black and ZAMASU. That's with no support. And obviously they are fully built up now. And they got a double... Did they double super in the first turn as well? Ooh, so they're going to have quite a few stacks on their defense here. This should be double-digit damage because they still have their guard. Yep. Well, basically, right? 7.2 for Fusion ZAMASU here, coupled with the fact that he's going to get a guaranteed additional. And the timing for this is working out quite nicely. We're not going to kill him this turn, which means we are going to get the... LR Goku Black and ZAMASU on rotation actually for the first turn of the TEQ phase, which is exactly what we want. So we'll go ahead and do this. I guess it doesn't actually matter that we get 6 orbs for Majin Vegeta, because we should finish him off in slot 1. At least I think so. I guess if none of them get crits, we actually might not finish him off. That would actually be super awkward. I should have probably just got a super attack with Rose rather than... picking up the same type orb, but you don't often get the Dokkan attack against Cell Max, so even when you're picking up same type orbs like non-stop, it's very rare that you actually do get as far as to get the Dokkan attack, because normally you either kill him or he kills you before you get to that point. So oh yeah, no crit from Majin Vegeta, of course. So yeah, of course, if I'd gotten the super attack with Rose, we would be finishing him off this turn, and now we're not, which means we're now not going to have Goku Black and ZAMASU on the first turn of the tech phase. Unless we get an additional? Well, that's typical. So now that means we have to survive a turn against the tech Cell Max without having... What is his defense now? So their defense with no support is 423k on this turn with 4 links active. Still pretty good. Very unfortunate that the turn's played out like this, because now I can almost guarantee we're going to get into a situation on this next turn where Tech Cell Max probably just kills me. Double digits in slot 1 with no guard up now. You know, the physical Cell Max doesn't hit that hard, but I mean, we saw recently, I did the showcase for the Prime Battle LRTN, and you know, even fully built up, he was getting absolutely destroyed by the super attack from physical Cell Max, so I guess it is what it is. Locking ZAMASU in slot 1. Oof, that's not... no. Oh, well. Yet again, the item button being next to the auto battle button has screwed me over, because I was just going to use the Sensu beam and then switch out, so that's pretty annoying. Right, well, you guys know how I feel about app resets and how they invalidate challenge runs, but this isn't a challenge run. It's hard enough against Cell Max sometimes to actually get a workable run, just to show off what a unit can do. So in this instance, I'm just going to do it. I mean, I've done it already. So there you go. Will we actually live this turn? Fusion ZAMASU, I mean, as long as he doesn't get supered in the final slot, I guess he should be okay, because he is going to double super. It all depends on what happens with Cell Max. Yeah, see, he's super attacked so early in the turn that it's very possible that he could actually super again in the final slot, which would be unfortunate. Means we app reset for nothing, right? Only to die anyway. But by getting that delayed turn against... the physical phase. What's our next rotation going to be? I don't think we... No, we don't. Do we have Rose on this next rotation, or is it God Goku? I'm trying to remember who got floated off of which rotation. But another double super from Vegeta, so Vegeta will tank very nicely here. If only Cell Max was going to super again and he supered Vegeta, because he's double supered. We got the 6 orbs, we've got a Trunks on the team, so obviously he's looking very good defensively at this point. ZAMASU, of course, going to get the guaranteed additional. If he triple supers, then would he live the super attack? I'm not sure. His defense is going to be solid after this additional, but I think he might still die to a super. Don't super me? Okay, good. Oh, we got the dodge anyway. Let's go. And we do have Rose. Perfect. And we have the Icarus active. Actually, that is a little bit unfortunate, because that kind of skews the numbers a little bit, because I kind of wanted to see how much they would tank. I mean, to be fair, we should be able to guess from their defense they should tank his normal attacks for double digits regardless, right? Because they've got 647k defense at the start of the turn, which is pretty damn good, and they're about to get 30% on super attack. So with the support on rotation, we're looking at like over 800k defense after they super attack. Now, obviously, Cell Max's super does over 1 million damage, so obviously he's gonna kill them if he super attacks. But let's go ahead and do this. We obviously want as much chance to survive as possible, so I am going to go ahead and use the Icarus. Sorry, the Sensu Bean. Although this is a really good turn, because we got the finishing blow for Rose, he's got a pretty decent amount of defense here as well. His defense is going to go up to, what, over 500k, actually close to 600k, when he supers. And if we pick up all these red orbs, we are going to get almost full HP. The only problem is, it's a significant difference, right? We're missing out on... what, like 180k HP at the moment, and when Cell Max can slot 1 super Vegeta and Trunks for like 380k, having that extra 180k HP is probably for the best. Because yeah, how much is he gonna do here? Yeah, 353k. So using that Sensu Bean could be the difference between dying and not dying against him. Obviously, if he chooses to super in slot 3, Rose is just going to get absolutely annihilated. But I'm expecting a good turn here out of Goku Black and Zamasu, because based on what we saw in the showcase, this should be like a 12 million attack stat turn for them. 13.6, okay. 13.6 million, that's pretty good. And then, yeah, double-digit damage on the normal attacks. With no item active, we didn't use the extra defensive buff from Vegeta and Trunks. And then 8.2 million for Rose. Yeah, this rotation is pretty damn good. And look at that, 417. Now, it's not quite double digits, but that is Rose tanking ridiculously well against Cell Max. When you consider this, it's like the hardest hitting boss in the game, and he's tanking his normal attacks for less than 1,000 damage. That's actually very impressive. Now, unfortunately, if I use the active skill with Majin Vegeta, we probably will end up dying here. We don't have any items left, so I would quite like to have another turn with Goku Black and Zamasu, so I'm going to use Vegeta and Trunks' active skill here, so everybody gets a nice defensive buff. And then if we do this... Oh, it's only 5. I was hoping we could get a connection here to get 6 orbs, but with the extra defense and the damage reduction for having a Trunks on the team, hopefully Majin Vegeta will be okay. Hopefully he just doesn't get supered, right? And then he should tank the normal attacks for double digits. If he's going to super anyone on this turn, we obviously want him to super God Goku, because he's locked Vegeta and Trunks in slot 2, which means whilst they don't really need their guard, because it's a tech enemy, they're not getting the extra 70% defense, which is a pretty significant amount. So considering we're on not full HP because we have no Senzu Beans left, they probably would die to a super attack from him here. Is he not going to... He's going to super Majin Vegeta at the end, isn't he? Outrageous. My Majin Vegeta does have a pretty decent amount of dodge. I pretty much went like full dodge and additional with him, so... Yes! Let's go! Majin Vegeta dodges the super attack, see? I spoke it into existence, and then he takes double digits from the normals. And then after all of that, they go ahead and put Zamasu in slot 1, and he's locked, so I actually can't do anything about that. So I guess what we will do, 440k defense on this turn. We'll use the active skill with this other Vegeta and Trunks. Well, actually, I think Fusion Zamasu is probably just going to kill him. But that puts the tech Goku Black and Zamasu up to 530k defense. Now, unfortunately, Fusion Zamasu's passive has run out, so he's not getting the extra key. So that means he's only getting the 12 key super. He's not going to get the guaranteed additional. And being in slot 1, his defense is just not good enough. So, unfortunately, despite that clutch play at the end of the last turn from Majin Vegeta, I'm fairly sure we're dead now, unless he doesn't super. I kind of don't want it. Let's not do this. I want to see Rose and Goku Black attack again, even if it means we lose because of this. Because if I think maybe if I hit all the 10 nodes, all 7 nodes, Fusion Zamasu might actually have been able to kill him with the Dokkan attack, especially because he's now getting an additional from the hidden potential. So yeah, I think if I'd actually done the Dokkan mode properly, we would have killed him. And he didn't super. Let's go. All right. So 7.4. That's actually not too bad, I guess, for no support. And they get the additional as well. So we finish off the showcase against Cell Max with them actually killing Cell Max. So look at that. This is probably the perfect Cell Max run showcase. Not only did we actually get the win on the first try, although unfortunately it will be forever marred by the fact that we had to app reset because of the stupid auto battle button. I've said this a million times. I've done this on videos and on stream. I don't know how many times, but it's in the double digits at this point. They should have put the auto map button next to the item button, because then if you press it in the middle of a fight, it won't matter because you're in a fight. It's not going to do anything. But if you just miss it and press the auto battle button, it immediately picks up orbs, and that's it. Your unit is locked to slot 1. So, but yeah, other than that, pretty damn good run. I can't believe we got a 13.5 million attack stat for Goku Black and Zamasu as well. That's actually crazy. So, yeah, there you go. LR Goku Black and Zamasu versus Cell Max. They tank his normal attacks for double-digit damage even after their guard has run out. They probably would die to a super, but considering they don't even have a 200% leader skill, that was a very good run. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been The Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.